All right. Let's see what we got going on here. Make sure we pull this up. $5.16, holding above $5.15. Like to see it. All right. A lot of December's, November's coming in. Okay. I like it. 5 to 7. Okay. Let's sew up. All right. So here we are again. Back like we never left. Right. So here we are. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the stream. Appreciate you guys being up in here once again, as usual. All right. Mohammed, what's happening, my friend? Welcome back. We are here once again. We got a little bit of a breakout today, huh? AMC's looking a little spicy. We got that close on Friday. Very good to see above 505. Drift, what's going on, my friend? Welcome back. Hope you guys had a great weekend. Back in the building once again, like we do so well. All right, now we're just taking a look at seeing how this thing is going to follow through. All right, we did break the pattern here. Most recently, the descending broadening wedge, most recently on the price action from July 24th up until recent date, off of a uptrend that's been steadily climbing since about June 24th. All right, we know that this has been climbing. We did slightly break out of the uptrend here in the bull channel on the daily. All right, this daily bull channel we've been building ever since that run up to 13. We did lose it briefly. We've been playing the bottom side of it for quite a while, but we have been finding rises to support, and we are now trying to re-enter that bull channel right here. The green line here is where we are currently, and lo and behold, we know the number that we're dealing with here that we need to break above. Good old 527 lines up perfectly with that the uptrend support that we've been staying in. We've obviously faked out to the downside currently, and now we're pushing back out after re-breaking this descending broadening wedge to try to re-enter that. Once we re-enter that area, 527 to 530, I think it is at that point for real. All right, when I say for real, I mean we're going to probably really starting that third wave setup here. They've been dragging along for the last several months up to the upside again toward that 552 mark. From there, level would be 581, 648, and then we start getting into the fun times. 726, 898, and then so on and so on and so on over the next couple of weeks. All right, can it bust through and run like crazy? It's possible. However, we have to be really strategic about how this actually all plays out, because again, stocks don't just go straight up. All right, things look like they will trickle upwards over time, and it will make sense. not a complete explosion to the upside. Now, it can happen. We know AMC is good for it. However, there's a lot of resistance along the way that's been built in the last couple of months. All right, I expect those things to play out and have to go through their process before we actually start to, melt up like crazy. Now, we have to be cognizant of one thing. All right, we need to be clear and cognizant and pay attention to one thing that we're dealing with currently. Now, we did get a breakout. All right, we have a little bit of a breakout of this ascending broadening wedge, but it's sloppy. All right, I gotta say this is pretty sloppy. All right, it's choppy, it's sloppy, it doesn't look good. It's weak. We did close above 505, but if this was a clean breakout and a real breakout, because so much resistance was built here, it's going to be a little choppy, and it's a possibility that this can be an overshoot. We talked about these overshoots a couple different times where you get these breakouts, fake outs to the upside, and then you get a slam back down. All right, back to about 440. That is not out of the cards yet unless we can cleanly get above 530. If we can get above 530, high possibility we can have this thing put to bed a lot sooner than we all hope for. All right, now if we do not, and we don't cleanly get that, we lose 515 again, and lose 505 again. We're talking about revisiting this midline. You see how this lines up right here? This midline would line up with about 430 to 440. That would be a healthier move. It would suck, but it would be a healthier move. It would not be the best of moves. Probably wouldn't want to see that. Ultimately, you want to just, from here, really get the full breakout, break above 530, and then start to play the upside. Something like this, going towards 560, 648, $7, and so on and so forth. Now, we do have some things hitting the tape right now in terms of calls toward the $7 range. So there is some opportunity here that's starting to show itself. People are trying to take advantage of it, obviously, for this pop and breakout. But right now, we are in a spot where, again, if this is an overshoot, you're no longer going to play this descending broadening wedge, which is the purple and yellow line. You will now start to play the broadening, not the broadening wedge, but the bilateral triangle here, which is this yellow line, but also correlates with this uptrend, the white line that I have here. So if you go up and you get rejected and you start to break again, break below 511, and from there down to 505, you will most likely come back down to 430 before getting a reaction and reaccumulating for the big move. Now, this is pretty common. All right, this is a fake out. Fake outs before breakouts. We say this over and over again. So this can be a little bit of a bull trap before you come back, retrace, and then you really get the move. So be careful here if you are entering your calls, if you are entering anything, because it looks like it's actually starting to play out that way as we speak currently. The market's dragging down to stop this, to stop this situation. Not a good thing. All right, this could suck real quick. We're pretty much on the short term right now. We have a little bit of a triple top, you can call it here. All right, a little bit of a triple top. Not cool. You start to break below here and break below 505, 504, you will come down. And it might get ugly before it gets better. All right. Braveheart, what's going on, my friend? J. Cole, what's happening, guys? Pay attention to this thing. We're watching it. It got exciting for a second off that pop, off that rip, and a lot of calls started coming in. That does not mean that they're right. All right. That does not mean that they're right. I mean, not short term. We need to see some follow through and push back to the upside here for this thing to really start to make some sense. Obviously, a lot of things are playing against this move. SPY dragging down, NVDA dragging downwards, which is going to drag down the SPY further. We have GME starting to also drag down as well, right when AMC is supposed to start making this move. So I'm starting to lean more toward the short-term bearish side. However, we do have some momentum cross-ups to the upside that are saying that this thing wants to go up. But that does not mean you can't get a liquidity sweep to the downside that stop losses before it rockets back the other direction. Totally common. All right, so this is what we're watching for, unless it can get back above and hold above 511, 515. Then we're starting to talk some things. But for now, we're going to wait. All right, just wait before taking anything. Be sure before anything, because, again, we watch fake outs happen on AMC a lot. And typically speaking, we need some high volume push downs to confirm a reversal, in my opinion. Now, the only thing I want to talk about as far as that's concerned, we do want to take a look and see what we actually got on Friday, which is good. It was a good sign of recovery on this damn stock. All right, we did get a little bit of volume. A little bit of volume came in on AMC on Friday. All right, ultimately, a nice pop in volume. So let's just look at the volume indicator. It's alone here, and you can see on that push, the selling volume was diminishing to the downside. A lot smaller and smaller on the daily. Obviously, very low volume over the last couple of days, and you got a spike in volume on Friday and closed about 505. That was bullish. Now we just need the follow through. I would like to see buying pressure continue to step up slightly. Maybe 1 or 2 days of chill days, but from there I want to see higher and higher volume start to step up to confirm the new trend. At this point, we don't know yet. It's still a little too early to call because again we're below levels. But once we start to get that those levels showing up or those numbers showing up, at that point it's time to get excited. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's give it a little bit of time to really start to develop, and then we'll start to see what we can get out of this thing. Well, again, 2 ways this can play out. This can melt up from here. If it can get above 515 and get cleanly back above 530, 527 to 530, or it's going to dump back towards $4.40 off of an overshoot breakdown, and you can see this coincides with a 100 moving average underneath you on the daily. So you get this move, a pop back down, a break under 505, drop right down to 450, 440, somewhere around there, and then reaccumulate to go again, or trickle up this way. I'm leaning more toward the dump because again, you need that liquidity and a big buying volume pressure candle similar to what we got back here, something like this, right? A high volume pressure candle or something like this, a tweezer bottom that shows that this thing is not going down anymore. We want upside. So this is what we're looking for overall, guys. But appreciate you guys being back in here as usual. We're here every day, back here once again. Missed on Friday, had a little bit of an event to take care of. Wound up being a cool thing to get out there and support my mans. So we're back here once again, just chilling and doing this chart thing. AMC's pop kind of took me off my game, had me looking at that chart versus looking at the charts. As it usually does. AMC can actually, kind of get you excited every now and again, no matter what's going on. So a couple of plays we're looking at. Didn't get into anything new, just watching and seeing how things are developing. Obviously, the SPY is coming downwards, so we know that. But right now, it is in a spot for a potential reversal, in my opinion, based upon where it is on the creek. Hanging around here around 560, and also at the 100 moving average for a potential bounce off of this volume shelf, which would probably start to see some upside back towards about 562 from this bounce. So we hit 560, obviously now a psychological number. So good opportunity for at least to catch a bounce play if you're trying to hold on for longer term. At very worst case scenario, go back to visit that 560.18 mark if it decides to dump any lower. But right now, again, we're looking like we're gauged for a high volume push. Not a high volume push, but a upside push on the SPY, on the entire market, really. In my opinion, we're starting that fifth wave move, which again it's gonna be rocky, not a straight up shot. We're gonna be heading towards that $620 mark quite soon, based upon the weekly and monthly charts. All right, so we got to keep that in mind. All right, we're gonna see how that stuff plays out, but the monthly chart is still geared for it. Just gonna take a minute or two. All right, short-term dumps and things like that are gonna happen. Not much you can do about that. But ultimately, up, up. All right, this is putting me to sleep right now. I gotta change this track real quick, guys. Bang, what's going on, man? Welcome back, welcome back. All right, let me change this track real quick. This is give me some a little more energy to it. So 560.18 is a possibility real soon. All right, we need to hold that level. That's probably more important than the rest of the levels we see here. But again, always around the time when AMC is supposed to run, expect the market to dump. All right, just keep that in mind. If you want to take puts, just wait for AMC to run. That's how you make a lot of money on the puts on SPY. All right, just letting you know. So far, 1.18%, 1.1% up still on AMC after a nice little pop. CNK is like right there. If CNK can hold, we got a close on CNK the other day above 27.79, which is a major level. And CNK, if it can hold up here, CNK I got going at $32. From there, believe it or not, I have CNK running towards $68. All right, 1618 sitting up here at $68.72. Crazy. Now it's not gonna happen at once, not one straight up shot, but this gives me some courage for what to expect on AMC. All right, the sector looks strong. Not only does CNK look good, IMAX looks good. We've been talking about that in the Discord this morning. IMAX is another one that looks really good. So that looks like it can run up as well to about $30. So we have a lot of opportunity to the upside in the movie industry sector. All right, so in my opinion, it's looking really good everywhere. We just need the rest of the market to hold together. All right, let's take a look at IMAX real quick. Show you what we're talking about here. But if IMAX is looking like it's ready to start moving, which it does, if IMAX gets to close above 2250 next week, we will get a platinum cross up on the weekly time frame, and this thing will start going. It's an opportunity for a 50% move, close to a 50% move on IMAX. All right, it's a slow stock. It doesn't move very fast, but so far so good. Might start looking to potentially enter something early on this thing for about a month out on IMAX. All right, we're looking for a break above recent highs. This little cup you got going on here, this is what we're dealing with. This cup, you need that resistance here at 2250 to break, and then we can start playing the game. All right, so this is what we're watching for on IMAX. A little bit of a cup, kind of a little bit of a handle, really small handle, trying to make itself evident here. And then from there, you break this out, you probably start getting ready to go. But ultimately, on the weekly chart, though, the weekly chart looks fire. All right, so there's AMC. Weekly chart, descending broadening wedge off a pennant, golden pocket on the weekly, 29.40. All right, that's a pretty hefty move from where it is now. If you can get this continuation, the breakout happened already once it broke $20, and now you're just looking for this thing to keep going. That's pretty much all there is to it. Straightforward. All right, so watch the sector. AMC happens to be in the sector. So yeah, hopefully all go the same way at the same time during the same situation, as long as the market can hold itself from taking a absolute dump. Which I don't think it is. I don't think it is, because again, we just bounced off that level we've been talking about. I noticed it now. I said 560.18. Hit what, 560.17. How perfect is that? All right, so 560.17 just bounced. Let's see if that's the end of the situation here. That is the 400 on the 5-minute. All right, if you should get some kind of a reaction here, hopefully. Looks like a higher than normal volume candle to the upside from the downside bounce, which is a good thing. Technically would normally mean an end of trend. But let's see if that actually plays out. We're looking for a tweezer bottom kind of candle here, which is starting to form. All right, but it won't really be confirmed until you get back above 560.94. All right, so that's what you're waiting for, 560.94 to hit, and you start to recover. But we'll see if that actually plays out. Any lower than that, it's going to get really bad. All right, it's going to get really bad if it goes any lower than that. So keep an eye on this. All right, so let's see. All right, and I'm not even going to wait. Let's see what we got here. Let me go back to the Discord. Give me a second here, guys. Alright. Appreciate you guys being up in the stream once again. Could be anywhere else in the world, but you're here with me. Totally appreciate you. Make sure you hit that like button on the way in and all that good stuff. Alright. Subscribe if you're new to the channel. Love to keep having you back here. We're here pretty much every day between the hours of about 10 and 12, just about. Me off a little early today just because of a little small thing I got to take care of. So I'll probably be here till just before 11:30 Eastern, and then we'll reconvene tomorrow, guys. All right, but let's see what we got going on here on this deal with IMAX. Positive insight. What's happening, my friend? All right. Appreciate you guys being back up in here. Let's see here. 1 second. That's just some small positions on IMAX. All right, so AMC's moving back above again, huh? I need AMC back above. Let's see. I need AMC back above 515 clean. So the AMC got me looking at it too much today. So I've been looking at a couple different ways to look at this thing. I'll get into that in a minute. Let me just make sure I got this whole setup here. Bear with me for minutes, guys. Apologize. Braveheart, what's happening, man? Hold on a minute. All right, 1 second, guys. Hey, Positive Insights. Check out the link that I have in the description of this video. It'll give you all the details you need, my man. Appreciate you, though. Definitely been looking into that. It will help tremendously change your profitability in this whole thing. All right, check that out. Let's see here. I need IMAX. Alright, IMAX. Is it almost time for you? Bear with me a second here. Just a couple more moments, folks. Just got to work this out real fast, position-wise. While the market is still bouncing around 560 and AMC is still showing strength. Also, NVDA should start turning around here in just a little bit. Expecting a nice little bounce back on NVIDIA in this range. So I started looking at this again. I'll talk about this in a little bit. You guys probably seen this before. Just for AMC's purposes, seems to be pretty sharp. Hold on a minute. We'll talk about how that works out in a little bit. All right, let's go back over here. Bear with me 1 second. This IMAX deal is looking like it might work out nicely. If you hear me say that, good luck. Best of luck. Let me see. October. This thing is just illiquid, though. That's the only problem I got with IMAX. Stupid illiquid. Volume. Yeah, I don't even know, man. I might have to just get freaking just get freaking shares or something. I don't like it. The chain on this thing is ugly. Alright. So NVIDIA trying to get back toward about 127. Yeah, so check that out, though, Positive Insight. The only reason I say that is because there's a lot more to it than just knowing the MA. You got to get more details on it, or it's in order to help you, not to hurt you in this case. All right. So if I tell you one thing, it can be detrimental. You need that. It works in symbiosis with a couple different things, my friend. But definitely check out that link.
Hey Meta, take a photo.
All right. Let's see here. Hey, what's happening, Lewis? Welcome back, man. All right, so SPY is coming back up here. There's the push. We need this back above 561 for a clean removal. So that was it once again. That high volume reversal candle higher than the average range. It needs a clean break again above 561, 560.94. Once you start to hold 560.94, you should get the reversal back towards 563. All right, that should do it. But again, right now, it's still a little too early to tell. It needs to get a clean break and hold above that level of 560.94 for the recovery to start to happen on SPY. And then we should, at that point, start seeing some moves. I do believe that it will go back up. Reason being is that NVDA, which is the boss dog of this whole stock market right now, is heading back to at least 127 to 128, which should help SPY at least recover towards the mid 560s, 563, 562, somewhere around there. All right, so let's see here. I appreciate you, my man. All right, so let's take a look here. Yeah, IMAX is just ugly on the chain. The chain looks terrible. Like, I would love to get IMAX calls right now, but it just looks disgusting. I mean, it's very illiquid. Like, it doesn't really move. It doesn't really move. So in this case, let me take a look at one thing. And congratulations on anybody who was on EV Go play the other day, man. You guys, if you guys jumped in on that, bro, we are killing EV Go right now, my friends. Killing EV Go, man. If you guys are in on EV Go, I mean, forget about it. I took some profits the other day, above 100%. Right now, these things are cooling, man. I don't really need to do much, but we still looking. Obviously, this is our work, right? It's what we do. You know, all work is good work. You know what I mean? So this is how we're gonna continue to do it. But right now, those calls, if you jumped in on EV Go, they're right now up 140%. All right, those calls are now currently up 140%. You guys were here, I believe. Most of you guys were here that day when we jumped into it and started discussing it. So might as well go over while we're here, because regardless of the market dumping and all this good stuff that's happening there, we're still printing, guys. We're still making money. So here's the pattern. All right. Oh, not to mention CNK. Forget about it. CNK is still going. Not really worried. Those calls now are still up 60% on CNK. EV Go up 140%. Let's see. Hold on one second. All right, so we're looking for EV Go to get to at least 470. I'm gonna give us a little bit of time to actually occur for it to occur, but we've been purchasing this thing since about 364. And I mean, I had this line here well before this move actually even happened, and you got this whole entire move actually played out. It's dope. You know, very beautiful to see. Let's see here. Oren, what's going on, my friend? If anybody got in on this EV Go call, let me know, because I would love to know how you did on this thing and how you're doing on this thing if you're still holding on to it, because this was absolute money right here. From the time we entered to current, it's up almost 20%. All right, that's a 20%. Yeah, 20% today from when we entered the call. So these calls are beautiful right now, and this is a swing. This has got a month on it. So, I mean, this is dope, man. You gotta love it. These are September 20th calls. All right, so we got a month on these things for this thing to ride out. I'm expecting somewhere about the $5 mark at least. 506, potential to about 540 is still on the table. So let's watch this thing out. It was a great play, great opportunity. Hopefully you guys heard me talking about it and were able to jump in on when we mentioned this thing last week. I think it was about maybe last Wednesday or Thursday, I believe we talked about it. So if you guys got in, congrats, man. Easy money. All right, so we did get the confirmation for SPY here above 565, 560.94. So there's a high possibility that things could start to really turn around again. That high volume candle, right? A high volume candle signified the end of trend. End of trend means reversal time. All right, once you end the downward trend, the highest spike in volume above the moving average means that you probably start moving the other direction. Now, it's not fully confirmed because you got to watch volume here. The level is 560.94, a hold above it, but you need to see buying volume start to step in to support the upside move. So you got to give it a little time here to really confirm itself. So far, so good, but it's not 100% yet. All right, so far, so good. But give it a little bit, give it a little time, and you can start to decide what's going to happen next. but this is up. Man, EVGO is still going. Another 5% day on EVGO, guys. Whew. Let's go. All right, appreciate you guys once again being up in the stream. Hit the like button, subscribe button if you're not already subscribed. Hopefully you guys are building some value here, building some value with you guys moving forward on a couple different things. Obviously, AMC is doing what it's doing. Going to keep our eyes on that regardless of anything. All right, so I'm just going to keep EVGO over here. Kind of watch IMAX, NVDA, and it's going to put AMC back up just because we need to keep an eye on it. So AMC is right there. I mean, we need a clear move above 527 and 530 to get back into the bull channel, which allow us to start to move toward the higher numbers. Mid fives, 550, 555, and then start playing towards $6. Calls right now that are coming in are roughly around the $6 mark and the $7 mark going in for November. So you got to pay attention to that as well. This is it's looking dope overall. Let's see, 1 second here. TI. Play some TI. TI was hitting pretty good right now. A moment ago. Let me just stick with that for a little bit. Shout out to the boy Tip. TIP, old school. All right, let's go back to what's the track going in here? Let's do that. It's not gonna hit that good though. Let's see. That song was mad cool back in the day, back in what, 2006. I had a Dodge Ram pickup. Just bought it at the time. It was like a 20. I think it was a 05, 04. I don't remember. And I don't even drive pickups like that, but it was just one of those summers that I felt like picking up something. So it was a cool time, man. It was those beach days, and it was a whole summer before I got rid of it. But it was a cool little time. This is the track of the summertime, 2006, man. This is it. Back in the single days, young man single days. Now I'm older, married, and all of that. You know, it's a whole different story. So you reminisce every now and again. You know what I mean, it's just, you know, it's all good. Yeah, it was those young and carefree days, man. But this is the track right here back in 06. Anyways, let's see here. So everybody trying to get their grown man on at that time too, like, you know, trying to, you know, take off the white tees, throw the suits on, a little, you know, throw the fitted shirts on, and, you know, button downs and all of that, crispy white sneaks on. That was the move back then. You know, because early in the 2000s we were doing the tees, the white t-shirts and all that. We were in that Cash Money phase, but you know, we grew up a little bit at that time. That's when we started to become a little bit more grown conscious. So Ti had at that right time with this track right here. Let's see here. J. Cole knows what I'm talking about. All right, let's see. Other than that, let me go back to GME because GME is in a little bit of a funk lately. While we wait for AMC to recover itself. Yeah, CNK, just want to again remind everybody, CNK is looking for a move to $32 quite soon if another close above $27.79 happens. And then from there, we look at the 1618 on the weekly chart. $68.62, believe it or not. Target 1, $32. Target 2, $43. Target 3 on the weekly, $68. Which would be from bottom. If anybody's been watching CNK, I know nobody cares about this stock, neither do I, but opportunity has been here for a little bit. Not even call it from 2000, we'll call it from 2023. Let's say if you notice here on the uptrend from January 2024, if you get up here, let's say 43, that'd be a 225% move on CNK. If you caught bottom and have been watching it for a while, if you caught it off this high volume push with this high volume spike here, if you're watching it and caught the spike and caught bottom there, which would have been at the end of 2022, you would have been up, and it goes up to $43, you'd be up 400%. Goes to $68, which I believe is going to happen. 729%. This was a MOAS, a MOAS setup on CNK, and nobody knew about it. aka the quiet squeeze. Alright, here's what it is. So watch CNK off this breakout move above 27.79. You're watching for a move to $32.13. Alright, let's see. SPY is officially starting to get its confirmation to try to break upwards. Let's see, is it official yet? It did break above this creek. And if you get that move, you are looking to get back towards about somewhere towards that $62 to $63 mark. So in this position, calls can work out. Just be careful if you're going to try to play a bounce pit like this, because again, you need real full-fledged volume follow through for this thing to happen. And you got to wait for confirmation on cross-ups. You can play your 921s if you're looking for it, if you want to go that route. But ultimately, you got to get above at least 561.26 to really get an opportunity up to the upside to the higher numbers. Let me see what other instruments we got. Alright, what else we got? EV goes, still going. EV wants to go. Alright. Let's go back here. Let's see. What do we got? Let's take a look. What's coming up? Seeing what kind of money is getting dropped on some plays. Gonna hang out here for another 25 minutes here before jumping off. Again, I got one or two things to take care of a little earlier than usual. So I'm gonna be up here for at least another 20 minutes while we try to get some plays all set up here. Since the SPY is starting to recover a little bit, it's probably time to start looking for potential bounce plays, at least quick money on the upside, see what kind of money is being thrown into some near-term moves. Let's see here, 1 second. Bear with me a couple seconds here, guys. I want to look at Baba, because Baba got struck down this morning real quick. So I'm borrowing IMAX's chart. Let's take a look at Baba real fast, because Baba's setup is looking amazing, but Baba is notorious for gapping in one direction or the other. It's either up 20% or it's down 5%, or it's up another 10% or down another 5%. It does it every day. I mean, this is the most gap-riddled chart in history. I mean, the gaps on Baba are nuts. I'm just going to erase everything. It's just, I mean, but it is still set up for a move to about $100. All right, it's probably been like this for a little while, but there's some moves, some things that are happening, obviously, on the stock that cause it to drop 5%. But that doesn't mean it can't hop right back up another 10% to get back toward $85. But it is below some certain levels. I wanted to see it bounce up to the 236 at $82. But whatever happened this morning dumped it below $82. You need to cleanly get back above it for an opportunity here. For this to play out on a larger time frame for a potential breakout towards 103. All right, that's a chance for it. Target one to be $93. This is you guys get to see what the setups here look like in the Discord. I have these all set up prior to market open. This is a weekly watch list that we do, so you get an idea what this looks like ahead of time to potentially get yourself set up for success or a play. So I had this already set up here, but again, you see I've that marked off as target 1. Let's remove this for a second here. Target 1, 103. Assuming target 2, 103, and then target 1 is at 93.60. So roughly about a $10 move on the stock off of this move. That's gonna get you toward the golden pocket on the 3-day time frame. This could take a while, but again, Baba likes to gap down, gap up, gap down, gap all over the place. So nothing out of the norm for this thing, this stock, the way it operates. I mean, it looks like Chinese checkers, right? This is everywhere. Gaps, gap, 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 gaps all over the place. So this is how it works, man. So watch Baba, pay attention to it, keep an eye on it. AMC's trying to recover once again, back above 515. Love to see this. Gotta love it. Let's see. Go back here towards. All right, AMC still in the fight. AMC still in the fight. PDD got. Let's see. Go back to. I know PDD had earnings this morning, so I got out of PDD on Friday. Let's take a look and see what's happening on PDD real quick. If it reversed, so yeah, PDD got smoked. Yeah, I was in on PDD calls the other day, but they had earnings this morning, so whatever took place, thank God I got out of that play the other day because it was looking ridiculous. I mean, we were just at 150 off of a major breakout, so for it to be down here, woof, got smoked. Yeah, they smoked this thing down, man. Minus 27%, but within, as we say here, within every opportunity, within every volatility move, there is opportunity. All right, you did bounce off the 2-day creek here. All right, very quick bounce of $96. Lo and behold, that is something. Now you should see a high volume pushback up to the upside, as we can expect. There is a high possibility this thing goes right back to 115. So volume has stepped up to the upside. You can potentially see a move right back to the upside here to 115. It may not all happen today, but so far so good. All right, remember these high volume candles will signify reversal. So I know Paul, I don't think he's in here now. I know he loves to find these opportunities, big drops like this, to play the reversal side. It is something to watch. All right, so keep that in mind. But PDD was just sitting at about 150 the other day. For it to be down here is pretty interesting. All right, so AMC is getting rejected a little bit off that move. Is this a bull trap? It's starting to look like it, guys. All right, so PDD, you got, yeah, it's a breakout here on the 23-hour. This is going to include the after hours move. So there was a breakout of this descending broadening wedge. You pushed out. Look, if we wanted to bounce and push, but obviously they bounced it into earnings, then slammed it. All right, I got out luckily here around 141, around 142, something like that on Friday. But again, I was not gonna hold into earnings. That's not what I was gonna do with this stock. So luckily got out of it on time. I had calls for 150 because it had it set up to potentially move it to 160. But that was all obviously another bull trap, which is kind of what we're experiencing right now with AMC. So we need to be careful with AMC right now. Bull traps are real, fake outs are real. All right, we know that already, especially on AMC. But yeah, they dropped this thing right back into the wedge, and now you're bouncing off this level here. And then all the makings of a nice play, but what do you know? Slammed. All right. Hey, Paul, what's happening, man? You heard that one, right? Yep, you got it. Hey, listen, hey, it works. You see it now, right? You see it. So this is your cup of tea, my friend, and this is your cup of tea. So there's an opportunity here to get all the way back up to 115. High volume push back up means signifies reversal. Reversal means back to the upside. Back to the upside means calls in effect. All right. I mean, it's here. This is a very fast one. This is only the 5-minute chart, so be careful on this. This is obviously just opening up. So I mean, but you can see potential now. I wouldn't hold anything on the bounce play, right? Because typically speaking, what you get on a push down is something called an automatic reaction. Working and lurking. I'm in. Multitasking out here. All right. But I appreciate you always stopping in, man. At least checking it out, see what's happening. But now this is how you get the info, man. But this is it. But typically speaking, when you get these large drops down, you get an automatic reaction, right? Call AR. Wyckoff calls it AR. Typically speaking, it's just a bounce play. Buyers step in, but then sellers step right back in to push it down again. So it could mean that you are at the end. Now you want to pay attention to the higher time frames for confirmation of full reversal, but that doesn't mean you can't make them in the short term in terms of scalps, quick pops, and whatnot. But keep an eye on it. I would imagine that if it's going to happen, I'm not saying it's going to go down to $70. $100 is obviously a psychological number, so you know, something to pay attention to from that perspective. But if it starts to fail, you'll probably get one more push down before turning around back to the upside. So we'll see. But BDD had a great breakout, and you know, just a fake out into earnings. That's all it was. Right at that weekly resistance. This is a weekly resistance that was breaking out here. Had great opportunity to move to the upside, but they just weren't ready for that move to happen yet. Right, and it's obviously evident in today's price action. So let's just review the weekly real quick while we're here. Get rid of this thing. Makes no sense. All right. You had a nice uptrend support that's been playing itself out for a couple of years, even weeks even. So let's see here. Since 2022. All right, you bounce, you push up at the top side, had a breakout, which is now considered a false breakout. Bounced off support one more time, broke out again in this ascending broadening wedge at the end of the schematic, and goodbye. Flushed out, dropped, broke the 2-year-long support for whatever happened. Maybe news related, I mean, obviously, I don't think it's all earnings. It's probably something else news-wise, forward guidance, something like that might have pushed this thing down potentially. But yeah, it's pretty ugly. It's pretty ugly. What are you gonna do? Now, obviously, a large gap has presented itself somewhere towards what, $39. Gotta watch it. But it did again bounce off a 2-day creek line, which is significant for a potential bounce back to the upside. So keep an eye on this thing for a move back to about 120. We'll probably come back next week and you'll see that 120 again. That'd be crazy. And I'd be like, damn, why not get in? But hopefully you guys can make benefit off of that, all right? And here goes, as we mentioned, NVIDIA turning around back towards about 128. So that was a great opportunity. So something to look at here. Let me take a look at AMC on this chart. And now, you've probably seen this before. I wanted to at least touch on this because, again, I like to look at AMC on in all different ways, shapes, or forms. And if this, love the guy, hate the guy, this system is pretty interesting. All right, this is created by Astro. You guys probably follow him on X. All right, this is the Wyckoff sniper. This is old. He's obviously been around for a while. What's happening, Eric? Good morning. Short term on SLV. Yeah, we'll take a look at that. Give me 1 second here. As far as this is concerned, this is pretty sharp. All right, it still holds up in a lot of different senses of the word, but it all lines up very similar to the TA that I've been doing on this stock. And again, I like to look at this from all different angles. All right, we looked at it in log, non-log, upside down, right side up, left and right, just to be clear on where we're potentially going. And a lot of the figures and locations and resistances and creek lines and all those things I'm talking about here line up pretty evenly with what his sniper is. Now, it's a little bit, there's a learning curve to understanding and also configuring it the right way. But overall, we're all winding up at the same conclusion. All right, when I say that, we're all lining up with a potential move up towards $40, $70, and so on. Everyone is lining up in that same range. All right. These bands down here, the blue bands represent the demand zone. Red represents sell zone or seller zone or liquidity zone. Excuse me. Selling pressure. Now, in this case, you get back up here. As these bands tighten up, you get these blue areas kind of build up strength, like almost like a rubber band. As this expands and pushes up, these will turn lighter. If you notice here, back around this area here where you had this pressure kind of build up here, once it was released, this band turned a lot lighter. And now it tightened up here, which was this move to about $13 we had on AMC. And now we're sitting in this really tight band here, down in this region. All right. This is, again, looking to do another explosive kind of move. Now, it's not saying it's going to run through all of these areas based upon the TA I've done. We're not going to run straight to 25. It's not going to happen that way. It will move up slowly still and over time. You may get quick pops, but you also get fast shorts. Again, a fence that goes up fast comes down fast. So something to pay attention to. But again, I just want to at least point out that I'm looking at another lens here. Again, making sure that what I'm saying is verified in as many different ways as I can get it to be verified. Not just off what people are saying online or short interest or this or that or whatever. I'm looking at the TA, and the TA says that this is going to go up based on a lot of different things. And again, this is just one more avenue I'm taking in order to confirm the predictions that I'm making and the things I'm seeing going down forward with AMC. All right, so give it a couple months. I think we're still going to be heading toward that $40 range. From there, we're looking at a potential move up towards $70. And I said it several times. I'll say it again. You see this gray line on his setup here, or his indicator? Very similar. $70. $70.52 in his case. As these lines, again, as these bands loosen, you get this pop up. You release pressure. Pressure is now building to the upside. Now these bands are going to catch up to price action. You'll build pressure again, push up again. So this is setting up quite nicely. All right, and now you have your resistance bands, or the red ones. The resistance bands are all lined up around $5.78. I have it at $5.81. We're off a couple of cents. However, once you break that, there's a lot of air and opportunity here. Right, but again, you have to look at multiple time frames to confirm it. But other than that, it says a lot. All right, so keep that in mind, guys. Just wanted to share that with you guys. Again, another way I'm looking at what I'm looking at to confirm the things I've been telling you. So I do my job and my due diligence to hopefully, help you in your decision on what you do. Because nothing I say is financial advice. Just my time and energy and years spent on watching this stock, and I want to make sure whatever I'm saying is as clear as it could possibly be from multiple different angles, guys. And that's that. All right. So let's go to let's see what else we got here. Some more bullish flow for December. December calls, $5 calls, $8 calls, $8 calls, and puts. Are they selling puts? Okay. Yeah, well, it's bullish. So, John, appreciate you, man. Shout out to John, my man. John looking at all this stuff. All right. And Eric, you said you got this thing going on, SLV. SLV, if I remember right, we were talking about what, about $27, $28? I think $28 was the actual move. I haven't looked at SLV all day, but yep. So far so good. 28 bucks. I mean, did you hit it yet? Not yet. You got some resistance you're dealing with. You did hit it the other day, not too long ago. But you're dealing with this volume shelf here. And you're pretty much range trading here, and within this range, this is a false breakout. But you did form a downtrend on SLV. And you're kind of getting close to potentially breaking out of it, but that's your volume shelf right here. If I were to say that you were going to move to the upside, I'd look at getting above here first. That's important. All right, it's literally this volume shelf you're dealing with. This whole piece from the 4-hour time frame. Once you get above that, which is about $27.50, you should look golden towards about $28. And ultimately, like we mentioned before on this one, it's gonna go up. It's just gonna take a little while. Precious metals, whatever the case is, are always gold, silver. They're always gonna be in demand. All right. Let's see here, but this is what you're kind of dealing with now. You might get a push back down real quick, but short term, I would be careful here.
Only real music's gonna last. All that other bullshit is here today and gone tomorrow.
All right, let's see, man. But yeah, I could see a potential push down. Let's see on this thing, because the market's obviously gonna play a huge part in what happens overall. I mean, it's still a stock, no matter what we want to believe. All right. It's still trading as a stock. It's not actual metal. All right? So this thing is going to come down potentially. But I look around anywhere between 27.15 and 27.50. Sorry, 26.70 and 27.50 before a potential move back up. And it's going to take a little while. But on a daily, I mean, you have momentum cross-ups. You have everything you need for this thing to actually go. So there's really no fear. It's just this thing is not a fast mover, and some stocks aren't fast movers. It's just they take time. But ultimately, this is bullish in my opinion. Yeah, ultimately this is bullish. So keep a lookout on this. Hopefully it works out something for you. Let's see what else we got going on here. Cream. Alright, let's see what else we have going on here. SPY is still kind of trending a lot, bobbling around a little bit. BABA's still kind of holding around. Let's go back to see what kind of money's getting thrown around out here. Big money. $1 million or more in premium. Let's see. Nothing lately anyway. AVGO. Let's take a look at AVGO. Haven't seen that stock in a while. Let's see, AVGO. Think around me. Crane. 170 strike on AVGO. Really? A few minutes ago. Interesting. It's down 3% so far. I also want to keep my eyes on Chewy. Chewy also has Chewy has earnings coming up on the 28th. So Chewy is I expected to, yeah, Chewy's getting smoked. But it might be in preparation for a bigger move. However, it's getting smoked right now. Let's see what happens. Alright, SPY's still kind of hanging out right here. Sideways trading in this area. Starting to build a little bit of a base. But ultimately, not really much going on. It looks shaky from the start. Let's see if we can actually do something here. But this is a base that's been holding for quite a while now. I appreciate everybody being in here once again. Could be anywhere else. Share with me. Totally appreciate you. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Also share this thing on X. Get a couple more folks up in here. Hopefully we can build a community up in this place. Hang out and talk and do some things. Hopefully provide value to you. You guys can manage to be here to continue to do this. So I'm here, man. I appreciate you guys every day. Hopefully we're providing some value and at least a little entertainment, right, while we do this whole thing. All right. Let's see here. Gotta set my camera back up, man. Reconnect with everybody. Interesting. 508. Jeff Free. Please don't support the silver ETF. Support silver in our pockets and not our precipitation. Yeah, there's a whole thing behind that. There's a whole thing behind it. Be on your worst behavior. All right, let's see here. So Baba is trying to recover a little bit. Baba is back, would be back in play above $82. All right, $82 is what I would like to see Baba above. All right, in order for this continuation move to happen. Now, it did catch an uptrend. It is still within its Eve pattern. All right, it's still trying. It has not fully broken down based upon where we are. All right, you do have a little bit of a rising wedge or ascending broadening wedge here. But this would basically be what I would like to see, a bounce happening and getting back above $82 for this play to continue. Now, it's still not a dead play in my opinion. I think you still be able to start to get towards about $90. All right, $80 had to be hit, psychological number. $90 to $93 is still on tap for Baba anyways. But I need to see a clean hold above $82 for a potential push up to be confident in it. All right. So I'm going to hang out for a couple more minutes here and I'm going to get running. Is that right? Don't wish to hear about such things. All right, let's see here. Give me something. Mm-hmm. Yes, sir. Little 98 Pete Rock. Let's see here. Let this play a little bit. While we get ready to start to move on to the next thing, man. Watching Baba. So AVGO. Gotta watch this pretty closely. AVGO 180, 170 calls. AVGO can start the bounce here. Let's take a look at the 15-minute. That'd be like nice. What are these going for? Yeah, I think this looks good for a bounce. I know it's a bounce play, so it's risky. But there's a creek line bounce. Here we go off of, I can see it, 170 maybe? Is that right? Let me see. It looks like it falls a quick breakdown. I mean, you're gonna get the bounce. Let's drop this off real quick, and then we'll get ready to roll out. But let's see what we got here. That might be a stretch. We have a broadening top pattern. All right, a little broadening top pattern. What do we got? 2. No. Let's go back. It's 1. Say this is 2. This makes 3. This makes 4. That makes sense. Boom. All right, so I'm looking at this here. This would be your A, B, C, D. Potential partial decline here at 167. Now, it can either do one of two things at 167. It can break upwards and break towards a new high, or it can break back down and dump towards a new low. But this part of the play here, I can see it going to 170 from here. So let's confirm that. That makes sense. Now, when? Today is the... How much volume is this thing doing a day average? 4 million in a day. Yeah, I wouldn't go 170. What did he go for? All right, EVGO calls up 150%, guys. Hopefully you got in on this thing. I want to congratulate you if you're in. If you got in. All right, EVGO is the play, bro. All right, let's see here. Let's go back. Not to mention, Lucid is going nuts still. PDD got smoked. Yeah, PDD can go down to $70. This is what it's starting to look like. If it lost 100, forget about it. $70 might be on tap. So we're gonna wait for a confirmed bottom before anything. Let's see, but the market is looking terrible. Let me see AVGO. AVGO 170. I would like at least a 162. A break above 162. These things ain't cheap. I do what 165 calls from here. Let's see. I will try 165 call. Do one just to see what happens. We'll put a 15% stop loss on it. All right. Anyways, gonna have to get running here, guys. Appreciate you stopping in here. Could have been anywhere else, but you're chilling here with me. Appreciate you guys totally. Let's take a look here and see what else we got going on, and then we're gonna get running. Appreciate you guys all stopping by. I'm gonna go ahead and post a link in case anybody's interested in jumping in on the Discord. We have a couple spots open here to jump in. Feel free to hop in. If you don't like to, it's all good. It doesn't hurt me one way or the other, but we'd love for it to help you guys in your situation there. Whatever you're going through, it's better to be with people and get the group going, and opportunities that arise, they're doing it on your own. You can do it on your own, but you can do a lot farther with people. Guys. So check it out if you'd like to. I'm going to post a link in the description, and you can hopefully see you up in there. All right, only 1 second here. All right. Also, if you want to just, I think it was Positive Insights. But I don't have that here anymore, so don't worry about that. But if you do want to just check out the idea for the Platinum Cross and Creek, go ahead and check out the link in the description of the video. It'll give you an opportunity to check that out as well, if you're interested in just that portion of it without the Discord opportunity. All right, check that out. Other than that, guys, I would love to stay, but I gotta go run up to some other things real quick prior to 12. So I will catch you guys on tomorrow's stream. Appreciate you guys once again stopping in. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, and all that good stuff. Shout out to everybody that stops in on the daily, checking in and seeing what's going on. Appreciate you guys being here as usual. My man J. Cole, Braveheart, Bang, Positive Insights, Lewis, Oren. All right. My man Paul, Eric. All right. Jeffrey. Appreciate you. Everybody make sure you hit that like button, subscribe button. We'll be back here tomorrow. And we'll get it rocking from there, guys. Take it easy for the rest of the day. And let's make it happen, all right? Talk to you guys soon.